Hello again. Today we're going to tie a little stalking bug. I call this little stalking bug Ben's stalking damsel because it was actually a friend of mine called Ben, funnily enough, that came up with this idea. He just wanted for some reason to try a brown stalking bug. She's a little marrow tail, bit of flash, a thread body, copper bead. It's in a size 12. It's always in a size 12. I don't use it in any other size. And it actually works really well, really well. Anyway, it's not too bad to tie. So I'm just gonna take that one out of the vise and put in the size 12 long shank style hook. Just lock that up in the vise. There we go. 3mm copper bead on the front, and I'm going to add in about 5 turns or 5 of 0.4 millimeter lead wire. Thread is a uni thread, dark brown 60. I'm just going to start by putting a little bit of wax on the thread just so I can start it. You know, there's plenty of grip on the shank. And we're going to catch, can you see the little tag of lead I've left? Well, that's what we're going to use to clamp the lead to the shank. Now I'm just pushing all the lead up there to make sure it's nice and tight against that bead. I'm going to come over with my thread. I'm going to catch that little tag, come down to about where the barb is. Can you see there? I've caught the tag of the lead. Now I'm just going to run the thread up over the lead a little bit just to lock it in, make sure it doesn't go anywhere while I'm doing the next step. And the next step is just brown turkey marabou. Now I'm going to take a pinch, probably that long. Like I've said before, I don't count things or measure things. I do everything by eye. It's the best way to do it. We're going to cut off those skin bits that come off the stalk of the feather, and we're going to remove all this fluff. See all the fluff? Just with my fingernails, pull it all off, and you'll be left with bare stalks. Makes it a lot easier to tie in. So I'm going to come over with the thread. Let's just shorten my working thread here. I'm going to come over with the thread, catch it, and I'm going to, in touching turns, run up to the back of that lead, come up to the bead. Now I'm having a look at that tail. We're going to cut it. I always measure on my scissors from the screw on the eye, so the screw level with the eye of the hook, the back of the hook, and we're going to tear it. And the little tag bit, the waist bit, we're actually going to tie back in, giving me a little bit of a thicker tail. And also there's no wastage. There's no, very minimal wastage. Now we're going to come in with a red mirror flash from Vineyards. I mean, I use this flash for everything. I love it. It's a really, really nice sort of size flash as well as a nice colour. Now, believe it or not, this is what it is. Vineyards mirror flash. Now, you see how much is left in that packet? Believe me, I've had that packet for about 3 years. I get one strand out, and one strand will do me 4 flies. It's lasted ages. It's very good value for money. We're gonna match the ends up, and I'm gonna have it about 3/4 of the way back on the tail. So I'm going to hold it on my side, pinch it against the tail with my thumb and forefinger, catch it, come up 1, 2, 3 turns, pull this bit back, come on, and catch it, and then nice and gently, I'm just going to run the thread up to the bead. And I'm going to cut this 3/4 of the way-ish back. Now I'll get another fly out of that. Now, I've already tied 2. So, like I said, I get 4 flies out of 1 strand. There's no wastage, and it's just good value for money that way, It's not that I'm tight, I just like to use everything to its full extent. Now we are just going to come up and down the shank, building a lovely carrot shape. I'm just making sure there that I've tied in all the flash, and I can't see any of the flash through the body. I only want the flash on the tail. Now we're going to have a nice carrot shape. So a lovely, you know, that lovely taper like we talked about before. And I'm just turning my vise. This is the beauty of a rotary vise, just to make sure I haven't got any horrible lumps or bumps. And then when we're happy, we can come in and whip finish. So just bring your tool in. 1, 2, 3, 4's plenty. Come up, come down. I'm going to snip the waste off. I'm going to hold the tail, and I'm going to come in with a lighter and snip any funny little hairs or anything like that, because we're now going to come in with a UV resin. Now for this, I use a light UV resin. Being light is just less viscous, and I don't need the thick one for this really. And I'm just going to work the fly round. Again, it's the beauty of having a rotary vise. I'm just going to work it round, work it round, work it round. You know, be fussy. I want to retain that shape, but I want a nice glassy effect to the fly. Now what this does is not only makes the fly pretty much bulletproof, but it makes it extremely hydrodynamic, and it will drop through the water very quickly indeed. Now when you're happy, we're just going to let the resin sort of soak in a little bit and do what it wants to do. I just want a little bit more there. Have a good look at the fly, because again, once you set this, there's no going back. I've got a little bit on the... If you do by accident get any on that hook point, just make sure you get rid of it, because you don't want anything impeding that hook getting into the fish. So if there's any bits, make sure you wipe them off. You can pull them off once it's set. But anyway, when you're happy, when you come in with a light, this is a mains powered UV light. It's incredibly powerful. Obviously I'm holding it at this angle simply because I don't want to shine it into the camera. When you're using these UV lamps, you have got to be a little bit careful with it. For God's sake, never shine it anywhere near your eyes or anyone else's. And I just try and keep everything out of the way, as in my hands and my skin. I'm going to turn it round once it's set. That's the fly done. Very quick, very simple, very effective. Ben's Stalking Damsel. Give it a go, you'll like this one. Anyway, please like and subscribe. And I will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.